Hey, what's going on guys, it's Django here, back with another video, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create the most basic assault map, and at the end I'll teach you how to use the terrain properly and how to make a really nice looking assault map. Alright, so first of all you're going to need the most basic things for an assault map to function. You need your spawn point, and you want an enemy in wave 1. Now you can successfully made an assault map. So what you want to first do is maybe you just want to get used to the enemies in waves. So let's have 3 assaulters in wave 1, and wave 2 will have some bikers. Now they will appear as this, and you can see the little number right there to identify what wave they are on. Now if you go down to the trigger, I'll just do it this way, and then if it says 1 dead, that means as soon as one person from wave 1 has died, wave 2 will spawn in. If it's 50% dead, then as 2 of these die, 25% will be 1, 50% will be 2 of them die, I think. 2.5, 1.5, I don't know. Anyway, then now we can get into allies, and let's get some Wall of Death defenders. And now these will fight them, and they are your allies, so they will not shoot you. Now, let's actually drop down a building. So, to spawn down a building, you need to press L1 for your toolbox. I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, you need to go on L1. And there's so many buildings down here. But let's go on Far Cry 5 structures, and let's just get a silo. Alright, there we go. We have a farm silo right there, and you can even put yourself on there so you spawn all the way up here. R1 to actually put yourself up. I will be doing more tutorials for Arcade Editor, but just for now we're going to do this. Also, I recommend pressing play very regularly, because that means it's validated. Now am I going to gun people down? I'm up here. Wave 2 should have spawned by now. And there we go, there's a bit of a delay for them to spawn in. It kinda sucks. I think you have to be... There we go. And you just successfully made an assault map. Now, let's get a bit more involved with terrain. So, with terrain, if you want to make all of this grass rather than just blank, then go over to your terrain on the toolbox, and then go on to paint texture. Now you want to use your eye tower to go across, and let's go with just alpine forest. Now the radius is 8, but if you increase it to say 19 and you press R2, that will obviously increase the radius of how big you're going to spawn the alpine forest mixed down. Now I don't know what the speed really for, I think like just your cursor going around. Then it's got your hardness, which is basically like, if it's full hardness then it's just gonna be the full radius of the circle. Now you can make it a square if you want it a bit neater, and you can really just smooth it all out. Now, let's say you want a bit of a bunker or a hill or something. You go on terrain tools, which is next to the paint texture, and you go on bump. And now, let's put the radius at 14, and if you press R2, it will raise the height of the ground. I create some really nice looking mountains. making nice bouncing range. It's actually really a lot of power for one controller. And here we go. Now if you want to do the opposite, you can press L2 and create a little ditch. Now this L2 way is actually a good way to make seas or lakes or rivers. Then that's what we're going to go on to next. So if you press circle and you go across, now there is erosion, which basically just erodes it away very slowly. Well, it is erosion. And now this is actually for if you're having like any sea or water. It just really gives a nice little touch to it, as you can see here. And then if you go back out from that and you go to water, let's do lake. Now as you can see, it fills it up, but not entirely, and it might annoy you a bit. Well, if you go all the way back and press square for object options, custom properties, you increase its width and its length, and then you leave that and use X to actually move it, and then you go across to here. You've got yourself a nice little lake, and when you go under here you'll be able to swim about. Now let's say you don't want this colour. Well, you can press square on it, and you can go down to custom properties, and the water type, you can make it a river pool, and that'll make it look like a really nice swimming pool, and it's just a really nice effect to it. You can have a lot of different lakes. You can have a lot that's toxic. You can have some violent ones like streams. You can have that. Let's go across and let's what's the nicest one? I'll probably say the pool one. Alright. Okay, and here now we're going to move on to loadouts. So press L1 again and go to loadouts. And now you've got 4 loadouts. So let's go on assault, and let's just quickly go press X on it and go down to special weapons and have a shovel launcher. Now there are many ways to have ammunition, like you can just give yourself some. So let's go on special weapons. Let's go down to shovel round. You can have 7 rounds, and you can back out from that. You don't have to save anything, and then you can go on add new objects and go on gameplay. Now this is really interesting because you have weapons and ammo, so you can pick up your own weapons. You can even spawn down a turret, even a mortar, and you can go on ammo and pickups. Let's get a couple of ammo piles, some shovel rounds, and there you go. And even if you want, you can go back on gameplay and go on vehicles. Let's give ourselves this. Now your AI will use it, but they won't use it very well. At least your allies won't. And you can even have some water. You can have a jet ski, have a boat. Let's have a jet ski basic. Yeah, I don't really know what's up with that. And there we go. To raise and lower a thing, just hold R1, and then you just raise and lower it. Alright, there you go, and now you have a very nice looking assault map. Now this is only going to be a really short tutorial, and I want to keep it like that. So if you do want another tutorial on Far Cry 5 arcade editor, maybe on scripting, or just more terrain, or maybe more about waves and enemies, different types of enemies, then you definitely can. Alright, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you really feel like it. And, well, that's all I've got for today. Django out.